So in continuation, let us start with peritoneal cavity. Now this peritoneal cavity is divided into two sacs, greater sac and lesser sac. For better understanding of these sacs, we have to revise a little bit of embryology. So let us see. You all remember that the gut is divided into three parts: foregut, midgut and hindgut. If this is the anterior abdominal wall, suppose this is the umbilicus and this is the herniated loop of midgut. During the development, you all know that the midgut herniates. This is the dorsal aorta or the blood vessel. Now this blood vessel, basically aorta, if you remember, for foregut it gives a vessel that is the celiac trunk. For midgut it gives superior mesenteric artery, and for hindgut it gives inferior mesenteric artery. Now the foregut is enclosed by peritoneal membrane from both the sides. This is called, here it is called ventral mesogastrium, and this is what? Dorsal mesogastrium. The midgut and the hindgut, it has only dorsal mesentery, or you can say dorsal. So we have what? We have dorsal mesogastrium and we have dorsal mesentery. Here we have ventral mesogastrium. If you see a cross section from here, suppose this is the developing stomach. Initially it has anterior border and a posterior border. It is almond shaped structure, if you remember. This is what? This is ventral mesogastrium and this is the dorsal mesogastrium. But if we draw a cross section here, this is what we see. We have only dorsal mesentery, no ventral mesentery. What happens next? This area, if you remember, the unsplit mesoderm, lateral plate mesoderm, unsplit lateral plate mesoderm, it forms cranial to pericardial cavity, it forms septum transversum. So liver develops in this ventral mesogastrium and spleen develops in this dorsal mesogastrium. Now let us see what the next step, what happens. Here I have drawn. So we have stomach, we have developing liver where in the ventral mesogastrium, and we have developing spleen where in the left leaf of dorsal mesogastrium. Now slowly and slowly this liver enlarges, the stomach rotates, the anterior border becomes the right border so that the left surface becomes the anterior surface. Now we have rotated the stomach, anterior border coming to the right side. This is the right side, this is the left side. And this is the developing liver. This is the developing spleen where in the left leaf of dorsal mesogastrium. Now if you see, so the peritoneal lining, the stomach, this is what? The ventral mesogastrium. It has now been divided, the one part from stomach to liver. This forms the lesser omentum. In the liver, it folds and forms the ligaments of liver. So here ligaments of liver are formed. Ligaments of liver are falciform ligament, right and left triangular ligament, superior and inferior layer of coronary ligament, and here lesser omentum. Now posteriorly it reflects, encloses the spleen. Posteriorly this forms what? This forms the greater omentum. This is the lesser curvature of stomach, this is the greater curvature of the stomach on the left side. So on the right side it forms lesser omentum and here it reflects to form greater omentum at the greater curvature. Now from spleen to kidney. This forms what? Lieno-renal ligament. Connecting the spleen to kidney, it forms lieno-renal ligament. So now if you reflect this on the body wall, that is the parietal peritoneum part, here on the body wall, Now you can see that the two equal cavities are now divided into two unequal cavities. This forms the greater sac and this forms the lesser sac. Now derivatives of this ventral and dorsal mesogastrium are very important. It is often asked. So what does the ventral mesogastrium forms? The ventral mesogastrium forms lesser omentum here at the lesser curvature and then the ligaments of liver. And what does the dorsal mesogastrium forms? From stomach to spleen, gastrosplenic ligament. Then here, beside gastrosplenic ligament, it forms what? Greater omentum. Gastrosplenic ligament, I will be telling you how it is formed. It forms at the cranial end basically. Then we have lino-renal ligament. This is also formed in the dorsal mesogastrium. So this is what formed by the ventral mesogastrium. And this is greater omentum, gastrosplenic ligament and lino-renal ligament by the dorsal mesogastrium. This dorsal mesogastrium. Now let us see, for better understanding, this was a transverse section. Let us see what happens here. This is the esophagus, the abdominal part of esophagus. Let us see the lesser curvature of the stomach, the greater curvature of the stomach, then duodenum. I am drawing a smaller liver for better understanding. Suppose this is the liver. We have the domes of diaphragm, the left dome of diaphragm and the right dome of diaphragm. Let us draw a spleen also here. We have a spleen here. Now what happens? What we have seen from lesser curvature, the fold of peritoneum, that is the ventral mesogastrium, it passes up to the liver. This ventral mesogastrium is up to the 2.5 centimeter of duodenum. Yeah. So it passes up to the liver. And then it encloses the liver and forms various ligaments over here. Now the cranial end of the dorsal mesogastrium, if we see from here, the layers of peritoneal membrane or the dorsal mesogastrium, it passes up to the diaphragm. It also passes up to the spleen. And then it basically hangs over the area of small intestine. See, the stomach is covered from both the sides by the zip. And this forms the greater omentum. So what do we see? We see the ventral mesogastrium forming the lesser omentum here. The dorsal mesogastrium, the cranial part, forming gastrophrenic ligament. Then gastrosplenic ligament. Lino-renal ligament from spleen to the kidney, and inferiorly it forms what? It forms the greater omentum.